Okay, so what I want to do is I want to show you exactly how I would run a dealership. Now, the idea is I get that we have all this, we have our CRM, we have our DMS, we have our used car software. We have all these different systems that give us all a bunch of different information. The only problem is what I found was unless you were willing to like go to these people and say, hey, build me this, and specifically tell them, and then they would charge you a ton of money to build it for you. And it was always so difficult because they didn't quite understand what it was that you wanted, because most of them had never been in the car business and they didn't understand everybody else's systems and what you really needed every day. So what I did is I just went out and built it myself, and it was a lot easier and a lot quicker. And then I learned over time that it was really important. So like today, we're teaching children, of course, we teach them to memorize, but we don't really need to teach them how to memorize. We need to teach them where to go to get information. And this is the same idea, is that they need to be able to know where to go get the information and put it into the system. And not children, I mean your employees. The salesmen have a part where they play, the managers have a part where they play, and all that rolls up into you and gives you the information that you need. So all this stuff is critical to understanding, how to run and operate a store, right? And that's, kind of the point of this is like, hey, how am I going to put that away? Sorry. How am I going to run and operate a dealership respectfully? Let's see here. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here with you. Okay, so I'm going to start on the command page. And again, this just has like if you have three stores and it's rolling up into one. And literally, the only thing that you have to worry about is the yellow. And I did that purposely so you'd realize that there's very little that you actually have to fill in. All the rest of it is going to roll up and automatically be provided for you. So what I mean by that is like, let's say you have three different stores. Let's go with, we'll call it trip log one because that's the first dealership. It's going to show you how many they sold, what your pace is. You would put in your projected at the beginning of the month and what the variance is. Right. Same with your gross. You want to know exactly. It's going to break down your sales manager's numbers individually, each one of them. It's going to tell you how many e-leads, phone leads, walk-ins, total leads, that you sold, and then what your closing percentage is on each one of them, right? And that's going to come from every store. You're going to have each one of your salespeople, how many they've sold, what their pace is, what they're projected. The variance is going to go red or green depending on if they're hitting or not. So if they're doing a good job, they're not like, in this case, he's projected to do 10. Hey, look, he's green now. So giving an idea there, right? Now that's all going to roll up and give you the command central and all the information that you need. The recon sheet, critical, right? Again, these are certain things that you have to keep your fingers on. I know you probably have, Rapid Recon or some other system, but that system just alone, right? I'm logging into that system to go get that there. Look, I want my managers to play a role. What I mean by that is their trip log. When they sell a car, they're going to come in here and they're going to load their information in, right? They sold a car, they're going to put the date, the guest name, stock number, year, make, model, where it came from, source, all the basic information, the age, trade, how much money, who the salesperson was, front, back, total contract. And then we're going to be watching the status of that as we go through. Okay. So that's once we say, hey, that car's been traded, we're going to have that information. And yes, they are going to have to repeat it over here so we can follow it through the system. So if you think about it, the CRM is going to keep track of the customer's information. Okay. Customer comes in. Now we've gathered their information, whether it's phone, email, walk-in. It does not do a good job of keeping track of a deal once a deal is made, like your DMS does. DMS does a great job keeping track of the deal, keeping track of the money. Well, DMS doesn't do a good job of keeping track of the customer information and providing it back to the salespeople so they can call and follow up and do their job with it. And then it doesn't do a good job with like the trade process or the recon process, right? So then we have different software for those. So literally, this is taking all those different softwares and saying, okay, we're going to gather the most important information from each of them. And once the car is traded in, the reconditioning side of it, this is critical. I just need to be able to follow it through the system, know exactly where it's at. I think it is very valuable, like, to be able to put your estimated reconditioning and then to follow through with your actual reconditioning. Put your online price, what you think you're going to make on the deal, and then your market analysis, meaning based off of where you are price wise, where are you at in the market? Sure, the computer can tell you this stuff. I get it. But I want you to look it up. Again, I want you to know where to go, where to look. And if you tell me your managers are too busy to do this, and I'm telling you, you're not serious about your business. Okay. So we want to know exactly how long these things are take. I actually did put in the date that it hits the online, but I will add that online light on lot online, so it's there, boom, the date that that's going to happen and how many days it took. You want this to average about 5 days, 3 to 7 days is where you're trying to get this done in. Okay. So again, they sell a car, information gets loaded in here, salesperson, manager, all the stuff gets recorded, gets transferred to the front log so you have visibility of it all. Then you have your daily checklist. Now this is broken down into the three different stores, but what this does basically is allows you to go in and put in anything, because whatever you put in here is going to show up on their checklist for them to do. But you go in there and put in, hey, these are things I want you to do. These are the dates. They're going to go in and put their X's in as they're taking care of these things, and you're going to be able to go back or be watching your sheet and going, oh, look, yeah, they're handling these things today. No, they didn't get this thing. Maybe I need to add something an additional today that they need to get done. Maybe they haven't done it for a couple of days, so I'd come in here and go, oh, look, guess what, this needs to be done, guys, hello, without ever having to say anything, just a real quick reminder. So it gives a chance for all of us to be communicating on a constant continuous basis. All right, any questions about that? Everybody get how that works? Cool.